Why can't we have love like Nick and Schmidt? Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times Nick and Schmidt were BFF goals.
I'm proud of you. You did good.
Proud of you. You brought a spaceship.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we'll be looking at cute moments from New Girl that showcase Nick and Schmidt's bromance.
Come here.
Come here.
Just me in the middle.
Dynamic duo.
Dynamic duo. Batman and Robin.
Yeah, Batman.
I'm Batman for sure.
Number 10. The Swuit. What pair of friends hasn't had the idea of some dumb business venture, band, or insert usually unattainable thing? For Nick and Schmidt, it was the Swuit, a formal suit made out of sweatsuit material.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the
Swuit.
The two are so committed to the idea that they bring it before Shark Tank's Lori Greiner, only for the pitch to go disastrously and predictably wrong.
We don't need a prototype.
Did you forget the prototype?
No.
Did you forget the prototype?
Oh.
Did you forget the prototype?
Yeah.
But it's the idea and ambition that count. And like Jess says, the Swuit encompasses Nick's wacky creativity and Schmidt's penchant for numbers and business. Who cares that Lori hated the idea? The fact that they made the Swuit is adorable.
Do it together.
No one doesn't love the Swuit.
Don't settle for substitutes, swaddle for swabstitutes.
Number 9. Nick joined Schmidt for a dance. In order to impress his fiancée and future mother-in-law, Schmidt performs an elaborate Indian dance at his engagement party. Despite Priyanka's reservations, the dance is quite a success, as evident by everyone's glowing faces. And just when you think it couldn't get any better, Nick stumbles into the clearly choreographed routine and joins along. It's just amazing to see Nick so supportive and full of love for Schmidt, and the dance highlights their camaraderie and chemistry. Cece says it all when she puts her hands in front of her mouth. We can't handle the cuteness either. Number 8. Their weird college story. A lot of adult friendships start in college, but the foundation of Nick and Schmidt's friendship is a little different.
You add water to it, you weirdo. It's not a dry treat. It's a soup. Who are you?
Schmidt.
You freak me out, man.
This is cool. We got a good vibe, bro.
You're a super weird guy.
For example, they met when Schmidt seemingly snuck into Nick's room and watched him sleep while snacking on dry ramen. And while Nick was initially weirded out, all it took was a goofy dance from Schmidt for him to fall in love. They then bonded with drinks and by being equals with the ladies.
We're pretty awesome wingmen for each other. Because we're both the guy the girls want to sleep with, and we're both the other guy, too.
Neither one of us are Tom Cruise or the other one. We're both Iceman.
Yeah, equals!
It's definitely an odd story, but then again, this is Nick and Schmidt we're talking about here, so it's not like we can expect normalcy. It's such a fitting origin story for their weird relationship. Number 7. Bachelor Party Road Trip.
What if I don't have what it takes?
Of course you have what it takes to be a modern husband. Do you have what it takes to be a husband of the old world? God, no.
There's nothing like a good road trip to strengthen the bond between friends, or to cause frustration and the total collapse of the friendship. Either way. Of course, Schmidt's bachelor party doesn't just involve Nick and Schmidt, but they're certainly at the heart of it. It all starts when Schmidt feels emasculated after a traffic confrontation, which leads him into thinking that he won't be a good husband to Cece. And while the road trip hilariously veers off the rails, Nick uses the opportunity to remind Schmidt what a loving and helpful man he really is, which gives him the confidence to marry Cece.
Ever since I've known you, you've been there. Okay, you're always there. Even when I don't want you there, you're there. That's what a husband does.
And that's just good friendship right there.
You care about what I eat. That's what a husband does. You've cooked for me even when I don't ask. That's what a husband does. When I pass out, you comb my hair so there's no knots in it. That's what a husband does. So guess what? You're gonna be a great husband to Cece because you're a great husband to me.
Number 6. Schmidt tells Nick to confess his feelings. Despite being a very odd man, Schmidt certainly has a tender side.
Nick, you have been in love with this girl from the moment you opened the door and you first laid eyes on her.
This is on full display in 5 stars for Beezus, when Schmidt rightfully tells Nick to smarten up and get with Jess. But this being Schmidt, he has to insinuate that Nick sometimes looks at him with loving attraction as well, which of course Nick denies.
I have never seen you look at anyone else like that in my entire life, except maybe on a few occasions me.
I've never looked at you the same way I look at Jess.
There's just been a few times.
There's never been a time.
You looked at Coach maybe once or twice like that, me several times, Winston never.
Just as Nick gives Schmidt the confidence to go after Cece, here Schmidt is doing the same for Nick in return. It serves as a brilliant and touching bookend, and shows that Schmidt cares about Nick just as much as he cares about himself, which is a lot.
For once in your life, don't be afraid.
Number 5. Trying not to cry. One of the cardinal rules of a male friendship is that you do not cry in front of each other. Unfortunately, Nick and Schmidt found themselves in just such a predicament.
Thank you
Thanks for what?
for being there.
After Schmidt thanks Nick for being there for him, he begins to tear up, prompting Nick to ask him what he's doing. This leads to a great bit of comedy, from Nick clearing his throat to talking about red meat and sexy ladies.
What are you doing right now? Huh?
Yeah, man.
I like red meat.
Yeah, no, beef.
Sexy ladies.
Boobs.
Boobs.
Big boobs.
Big boobs.
We all need a person who's there for us. And for Schmidt, that person is his buddy Nick. You just can't cry in front of him, that's all. Number 4. Schmidt asks Nick to be his best man.
Last spring, I knelt as I do now and altered both of our lives forever. And ever since then, I'm sure you've been wondering when I was going to make this part official. Nicholas Miller, will you do me the honor of being my best man?
Schmidt is quite the romantic. Not only does he propose to Cece, but he gets on one knee, in the bathroom no less, to ask Nick to be his best man.
I'm just not there.
I think that you are there. But I think it scares the hell out of you.
I wish that were the case. In my heart, I don't know if I'm your best man.
Nick, I need you to get there.
Now, how many people can say that they proposed to their best man? To make the story even cuter, Nick jokingly shows hesitation, which nearly brings Schmidt to tears and into a hilarious mixture of sadness, confusion, and frustration. The fact that Schmidt so desperately needs Nick to be his best man is charming. And how cute is the ring he made for Nick?
Come here, of course I'll be your best man.
All right.
Number 3. 10 years of living together anniversary. Only the truest of buddies celebrate their 10-year anniversary.
This month marks Nick and my 10-year anniversary of living together. Our 10 anniversary.
10 years? You guys are like Bert and Ernie.
I got dibs on Bert.
Dibs on Ernie.
Nice.
Cool, man.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Not only do Schmidt and Nick, do that, but they also go all out with a massive party. The party itself is a fascinating tribute to friendship, but it also highlights why Schmidt and Nick work so well together. Nick practically has an anxiety attack over having responsibilities, but gets a porta potty anyway because he loves Schmidt so much. And Schmidt knows Nick so well that he gets a backup.
You know how a relationship works. I'm over-responsible, you're under-responsible. Here's the good news. Now people have a backup to use.
I want everyone to use this. I want it to be the main potty.
No, I don't think that should be the main anything.
And when Schmidt is crushed over Cece's engagement, Nick rushes to him and cheers him up with a parked hot air balloon.
Look at that, man. You did get a balloon.
Yeah, I got a kick-ass hot air balloon. But it turns out you need propane to get it up in the air.
You didn't know that?
How would I know?
You didn't want to do any research?
How could I do any research? I was dealing with the porta potty.
And with that, you realize why they have spent 10 years together. Number 2. Buying each other cookies. When it comes to Schmidt and Nick's friendship, few episodes can stand up to the famous cookie debacle. It all starts when Schmidt buys Nick a cookie, which only makes Nick confused.
So you just got me a cookie?
Yeah, I was thinking about you.
What do you mean you were thinking about me?
What do you mean? I don't know. I was thinking about you. Thinking about you a lot, bro.
Of course, Schmidt just wants to do something nice for his friend. And this leads to a massive fight when Schmidt realizes that Nick doesn't think about him.
Earlier today, when I gave you the cookie, I heard very clearly, I don't think about you, Schmidt.
Why would I think about you?
Because we're friends. We're not animals.
We're men, Schmidt.
The whole thing starts as a fun little sitcom storyline, but it eventually finds deeper meaning by exploring male friendship and Nick's insecurity.
You gave me a cookie, I gave you a cookie. You gave me a cookie, gave you a cookie. Gave me a cookie, got you a cookie. You gave me cookie, I got you cookie, man. Gave me cookie, got you cookie, we're even.
We're left legitimately heartbroken when Nick tells Schmidt that he picked the wrong guy. Few sitcoms use a cookie as a plot device to explore character. But hey, that's New Girl for you.
What about the turtle?
You're the only turtle I want. You're the turtle, man.
I knew I was the turtle.
Yeah, man, you're the turtle.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Yes, that is how you wrap a son of a bitch in wool. Now, if somebody asks you who you're wearing tonight, what do you say?
I don't want to do that.
Do it, bro.
I don't want to do that.
Do it.
I'm wearing Schmidt.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
We're just hanging out. With my best friend.
Come on, Schmidt. You just Fredo kiss me?
What is this? Give me a hug. Give me a hug, I need this. Come on, please, give me a hug, Nick. Please, just give me a hug. Ow!
Good stuff.
Thank you, Nick.
Come on. Just do it normal. Just do it normal. Don't make that face. Regular face. If you're gonna do anything with your shoulders, it's this. Just relax. No, you're doing this. Don't do that here.
Eye contact.
You are as dumb as it gets.
Number 1. Nick pretends to be Michael Keaton. Sometimes you just need a good friend to pretend to be a major Hollywood star for you. The third season sees Schmidt in a bit of a rut, so Nick dons the Michael Keaton persona to help him get out of it. Like the best Nick and Schmidt episodes, this is a bizarre and outlandish plot built around a touching foundation. Yes, Nick is technically lying to his best friend, but it's for a greater purpose. And it shows the lengths that Nick will go to in order to make Schmidt feel better and more confident in himself.
The great Michael Keaton attacks each new role with the ferocity of a hungry brown bear. It is his entire acting philosophy, which I totally made up.
Like the real Batman, Nick doesn't need credit to save the day, and that makes him a real hero.
I know this is hard, okay? But honestly, I was just trying to help. You don't need Keaton. You got me.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.